Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Now in this video we're going to be covering the things you require, stats and quest wise, to get into Elf City. Now a viewer called Swoosh actually requested / suggested this video, and I thought it was a good idea to make this video in case anyone else didn't know what to do or what you required for Elf City. So when you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax and enjoy. Now before I get into the stat and quest requirements for Elf City, I'm going to be getting into what Elf City actually has to offer for you, the player. Now Elf City actually has so many useful things to offer. I can't really list all of them, but I'll be mentioning the most important ones or the things I find most useful from Elf City, so let's get into them. So first off, the bank and Grand Exchange that are close to the lodestone. I can't tell you guys enough how useful this is. When you want to bank, when you quickly want to buy something from the Grand Exchange, you just teleport to the Prif, aka Elf City lodestone, and then you just do your thing. Apart from having access to a bank and Grand Exchange close to the lodestone, you also have access to 3 useful portals close to the lodestone, being a portal to the Clan Citadel, player-owned ports, and a Moheim. And apart from that, you also have access to a never-ending bonfire, just like those Lumbridge Crater events. And these are all close to a bank, so you can easily just grab out some logs or fish to cook. So, that's all very useful. Now, apart from that, Elf City also gives you access to various high-level skilling locations. A few examples of this would be the Seven Stones for mining and waterfall fishing for fishing. If you have level 85 Slayer and 120 Combat, you can also get access to the best Slayer Master in the game, being Morvan. You get access to a tree patch, a crystal tree patch, a elder tree patch, and a herb patch, and some other stuff. So if you like farming or you want to train farming, you can punch out some extra farming experience every run you do. And if you have the required dungeoneering level, being 95 or 115, you can get yourself access to 2 resource dungeons. One has Edimu in there, which are a good Slayer monster to kill, and the other has something useful, which is essentially just random divine locations every now and then, and you can just go there and pick those, and that's just really useful. And apart from that, Elf City has much more to offer, and you should go ahead and discover that yourself once you do unlock Elf City. Now let's get into the stat requirements for Elf City. To get access to Elf City, you require to get level 75 in 10 different skills. Now each skill has a bunch of different methods to get you to level 75. If you're interested in training skills and you don't know much about them, please check out my 1 to 99 guides playlist. You can find a link to this playlist in the description below. Now the skills you need to get to level 75 are agility, summoning, woodcutting, ranged, prayer, mining, herblore, not herblore, I'm not American, dungeoneering, crafting, and construction. Agility is a slow skill, and there's nothing you can do about it apart from buying Silverhawks, which I don't recommend doing at the lower levels. Summoning is medium to fast depending on your combat level and your ability to farm charms, fast or slow. Woodcutting is pretty slow. Ranged is a combat skill, and generally speaking, combat skills are pretty fast. The same can be said for prayer, and the more money you have, the faster you're going to be training it. Mining is medium, it isn't very slow, it isn't very fast. Herblore is pretty fast. If you have even more money than an average player, it's going to be very fast. Dungeoneering really depends on your team or how good you are at solo dungeoneering. Crafting is medium fast-ish, depends on which method you're doing. Cutting gems is fast, for example, and doing battle staves is medium in my opinion. And construction, of course, is fast to very fast. It's just a super fast skill, but it can cost you some money. On to the quest requirements. Now before you get scared, there's a bunch of quests you need to complete to unlock Elf City. Now you may think, oh, there's a huge list, oh, that's so many quests, it's going to take so long. Do not worry, most of the quests are pretty short within the quest lines. But some quests are extremely annoying and can take quite some time to do. Now I've listed the quests in order, or pretty much in which order you should be doing them, and how easy, annoying, or whatever they are. Now this does not mean that where I put easy, it's necessarily an easy quest. It could be a master difficulty quest. It's just in my opinion, most of the quests are pretty easy as long as you're using a YouTube guide. My recommendation for Runescape YouTube guides is definitely Sickovit. If you've never heard of him, you've probably never done a quest with a YouTube guide before. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below. Now, the quests. In this order, as you see on screen, you should be doing them. The only ones that really stand out are the Underground Pass, which is pretty long and annoying, and Regicide, which is, kind of a long quest as well, and Sheep Herder and Big Chompy Bird Hunting. Sheep Herder is just so annoying because you have to get those sheep in the right spots to kill them. You'll see it when you do the quest. I mean, blah. And Big Chompy Bird Hunting can also be annoying, as it's kind of RNG based when you try to shoot the bird and kill it for the ogre, I believe. Apart from that, it's a very short quest, so don't worry too much about this one. And finally, the last big 4 quests: Morning's End Part 1, 2, Within the Light, and Plague's End, which is the final quest to complete for Elf City. Now, the Morning's End Part 1 quest is fine, it takes a while to complete, but then you come to the Morning's End Part 2 quest. And this quest is so annoying because you can fail the obstacles in this little pyramid of light so many times if you have a low agility level especially. It's awful, it's long even if you wouldn't fail the obstacles. It's a puzzle, this quest is one of the worst quests in the game to do, and you'll definitely be happy and give yourself a pat on the back once you finish this one. Within the Light does take quite a while as well, but it's going to be a breeze compared to the Morning's End Part 2 quest. And finally, Plague's End. It's going to be a long quest, it's a Grand Master quest, but it's pretty easy to do and you have to kill a boss, and I highly suggest you truly do use a YouTube guide for this one, as it's going to make your life much easier. And finally, before we end the video, I just want to say some things that you should keep in mind. Now, instead of going for all those 10 skills to level 75 in one go, I suggest you complete some quests in between before you get all the stat requirements done to gain some experience, as quite a bunch of the quests within the quest line actually do give you experience in those 10 skills you require to get level 75 in, and the quests before Plague's End, like for example Morning's End Part 2, have low requirements, but as you see on screen it gives you 2 quest points and 20,000 agility experience, meaning it's going to save you quite some time of your life training that horrible skill agility. And finally, what I want to say is once you unlock Elf City, you won't actually have access to all the high level content within the city, unless you have certain stats above level 90. For example, mining Siren Stones, that requires level 89 mining. Another great example of this would be the agility course. It actually requires level 77 agility instead of 75 once you unlock the city. Now you can train on the pillars within the city, which do require level 75 agility, but you can only get 20,000 experience per day at those at max. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, leave a like down below and maybe even consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.